Hello and welcome to the first episode of Last Week in MAV with SergeDavid. So, I made myself a timer. I got a script. Let's try to stick to it. A lot of cover. Since this is the first episode, I want to go and cover all of the weekly discussion threads. Now, the very first one, the engineer discussion thread, started out great since the last time we had a weekly discussion thread was over a year ago. Now, some key points of the engineer discussion thread is that the uh, original design documents had engineers as a non-combatant role, probably more focused along just the map itself and the extra features from the commander systems, and then also probably just like planting walls and turrets and repair sheds, and not really focusing on a combat role where you're actually firing weapons at people, except for self-defense. Uh, Most of the discussion focused around the kit of parts that engineers can use, mostly things like expanding the number of commander system options, such as larger ones and smaller ones, more turret and wall options. I am hoping for a howitzer turret, preferably where the weapons are pointed like 45 degrees up, so it's very lobbing, really nice like arc on it. Another really thing is apparently repair slash welder arm for healing. Sounds like it's probably going to be added to the game based on Cyber's feedback and what he's posted on it in that thread. Probably going to be taking the place of the repair sheds as something that you can equip onto a MAV to dispense healing through. Another set of comments focus on the repair shed itself, and the functions of the repair shed is probably going to be split apart where they repair whatever building that does repairing. You'll probably have to stop and either just not move for about 5 to 10 seconds, or not move at all and be locked down for 5 to 10 seconds where you can't even rotate and defend yourself for that period of time, least you cancel the healing factor. And then the refuel to go and rearm your weapons might be something else, but probably won't refill all your weapons to 100% right off the bat. I would just like to let everyone know though, even though the discussion of engineers and a lot of people's viewpoint of how engineers play is very polar, where engineers are non-combatants, kind of not true. Any MAV that you build how you want it to be. So you can have a close combat engineer who has maybe a turret or two and whatnot, and just focus on close range combat where the turrets are bonuses to go with your shotguns or flamethrowers or whatever you have on your mech. Or you can go and play kind of removed from the battlefield with just focusing on landmines, turrets, walls, and whatever else that will get added, like commander systems, being able to command AI and tell them where to go, stuff like that. Please though, even though this one is 3 weeks old now, if you have something to say about engineers, if you want to go and discuss anything that's in that thread, go ahead and post a comment. I would love to read up more things on the Bomb Dog Studios forums. Heading off to the next one on the list, since we're talking so much about structures and uplinks and deployables and whatnot. The next weekly discussion thread is buildings, particularly ones for campaign focus, though that kind of shifted more into the line of point of interest on the map, not only in campaign, but in arena, siege, and the like. Basic ideas like buildings that we didn't really touch on buildings per se for territory upgrades. Instead, it more polarized to point of interest on the map and thinking of what they could be. such as an ammo dump, that the only way to restock your ammo supply would be capturing said one of those points around the map. Though, personally, I would say we should have more options besides just ammo. Cyber has admitted in a taken out of context comment that he hasn't thought about any of it. Whatever it exactly, we'll find out at 11 in a shocking reveal you'll have to see to believe. Tonight at 11. Finally, it also appears that... Oh, I already read that one. Okay, sorry. New script, kind of weird. I didn't think about how I laid this out. Anyway, moving on. The last weekly discussion thread to date is the melee discussion thread. And the focus of that is, how do you pronounce melee? Melee or melee? Tonight at 11. As Cyber sees it, there are two camps for the weapons. For how melee weapons will be handled. Easy peasy or hard mode. Though it is agreed that just getting close to the enemy to use your melee weapons is not a satisfying skill requirement to use the melee weapons itself. It is also confirmed that melee weapons will be reserved for an update just by themselves, since there's a lot to consider in going into it. Please add to the discussion. It is not nearly discussed enough yet, so I would love more opinions on this. Finally, rounding out the evening, we'll talk about the Alienware Contest. So the Alienware Indie Developer Contest, sponsored by Alienware, where we put indie developed games to the test by having random people on Alienware's website cast their votes on what game meets contest objectives the best. News on what those objectives are tonight at 11. Currently, we're halfway through, and MAV is leading the vote by an impressive 58 votes. Most of the contestants are around 40 votes. We got 144. Oh yeah. So, go on there, vote for MAV, add your support, and there will probably be some giveaways for alien cockpit keys, and one lucky winner, if MAV is chosen as the winner for this contest, will get an Alienware computer. Also, help me get Cyber to add more color options to the Alienware pits. Go to the Alienware contest announcement link below and post what color you want to see your alien cockpit to glow. Currently the only option is like a blue. Maybe we can get an alien cock for each pit type in a different color. I'd be really excited for like an Alienware light pit, or an attacker pit, or a medium pit, an alien pitbull pit. We'll see. Have it glow green? That'd be great. Thank you for watching.